the traffic jam up where Mississippi well, it start a ferry. Well, you know, start a ferry, you know. It start from you reach out of the turn off to go to Portmore. Right there, so. I just come off of the highway now and I go take the street now for go to Manila Highway. All right. What me I say is that I don't know who in charge of these things, but I know say the China people them supposed to have certain level of thinking towards certain things. It's either that or them just not care. Because Jamaica, and that me have to say no. I'm really upset about it. So I just say maybe them just not care. Right? You know, look up for the one of the damn nigga them or whatever. Anyway. All right. You come on the road now. And all of a sudden, you're supposed to bear left. Because them put these things in the road will separate the part where them done bill and the part where them still a bill. So you now know say it stayed away there because when you did that go, the last time you did that drive, you just did that drive straight. So all of a sudden now you have to bear left. This when you bear left, the highway where I come from, the Usain Bolt highway there so where I come from Mandeville there so now. It will come down to come now, merge with the one them where I go a 6 mile. So everything are merged there so now, you know. But you have come over and you have to examine now if any car are come from over that side there. Then now the car over on your right, a beer left to come meet up one lane traffic. You see when you reach a ferry police station now, they make a road where you can turn off now for go up a ferry police station and catch back down a New Haven, down a 6 mile. But everybody now I drive on this straight road and like I say, wow, 3 lane, wicked. You see by the time you reach a certain part of the lane, them have the same thing them in the road where apparently you're not supposed to drive over the 3rd lane on the highway. You see when you're not driving over the 3rd lane on the highway now, you know, so you have unruly people. Him not care. Him a drive over there. So them have a traffic jam up in the right lane where you're supposed to drive. And they have one empty where the plastic thing them separate. So everybody, all the people start to drive there now. But them have a dirt road now on the left. Where when people say the road to jam up now, they might take for the left road now. So you see when you take the left road, appear dirty, you drive on it, but people that drive down the fast because anyway. You see the people that were in the right lane, like all me now, who is like a Christian driver. When me I drive, me just drive like, yes. Call my lady, I tell me, say, me too laughful. Me stop all that stuff like 2 o'clock a man. You know? She cuss me, me do them something. All right. It's when you come on the road, remember I say, no, you know, you every 10 minutes you move, you know. And when you say every 10 minutes you move like the length of a car. So you take 10 minutes and you move the length of a next car. 10 minutes and you move the next length of the next car. You see when you drive in the right lane, then, you know, you see car over that side, you have froops pass you. And you see some part of the road, froops pass you. You say, right, they don't reach on this. So I hope people just realize, say, oh, them can't go over this. So you know where them started, you know. You see the barrier them. You see a man who take the front time car and so. And I move the barrier them. Because I walk, come over the other side of the road now. So it's when people see that now, everybody start to go over the other side of the road. All right. You see when we nearly reach down a 6 mile, by that time now you have about 7 lane a car stretch out per one side of the road, you know. But you have a dirt part now. You see when people realize the one where the normal road where you're supposed to drive upon now move, people start to now take them car and move the barrier whoops, and go over upon the side where they must say, but the car them move over that side there and them on the right side and now move. You see when me decide to go over there now, when me go over there, it's like the Murphy's Law catch me. Because me did I move all the while, even though me I move 1 car every 10 minutes. You see when me go over there, 1 car every 15 minutes. 1 car every 15. You see when we reach down there, one big truck down there, you see when we reach down there, we realize the road pile up with gravel. You can't go no further. Because New Haven this now and the water thing where there is so New Haven. So here we know. You have to go come back over the right place. You see if you come over there so back, me I tell you man, And the drama not done yet, you know. You see, when you pass 6 Mile now and I go towards Duane Park, them dig one hole. I mean, I tell you, say the hole deep like it a look. You can see America over there in the hole, over the other side of the earth. A one-lane traffic, you know, but guess what? Them now show you, say, a one-lane traffic turn in a one-lane traffic. Because you're coming a two-lane, you know. Them now tell you, say, beer left, you know. Them just make you figure that out. And you figure it out now and realize about wait. People are going to people now because you come over upon the left. And a man say, where you go, boy, and all them something there. So the road become one-lane traffic to Duane Park. One deep hole in the middle of the road. And you say, what is? Oh, people don't know that this happen. And me see that happen again. The other day, I come and Ochi, me see that happen again. And I say, why it happen? 1, 2, 3. Nobody no see it. No, the people them in authority no recognize this is really a disaster waiting to happen. It's a disaster waiting to happen. Somebody go and lick up on somebody and somebody lick up on the next somebody and somebody lick up on the next body. Them supposed to tell the people them say you can't drive over that side of the road. I supposed to just block it off. And when I say block it off, no I mean you have to set the side, detour from the top. That's people now move the barrier when them say for them side now move. They move the barrier them with the front of them car. Come and see man take the front of them car and move the barrier. Move the plastic something them. There's no sign out there for tell you say beer left, beer right, one lane traffic, that. There's no cat eye on the sign them. It now illuminate for you see the thing. Oh, we run the thing that way there. Oh, we make the thing run that way there. It's weird. Oh, you're going to dig up a road and dig such a deep hole in the road. And you have no sign to tell people, say, that are going down this out. If you go towards 6 Mile, you know what people start to do now? Drive a Spanish Town Road and come up back Weymouth Drive. If you go back to Washington Boulevard. You know, it's part 6 Mile from Weymouth Drive, the way along at the bottom, if you drive, go back up a Weymouth Drive again, if you go catch back, and then what's now? So you drive, go back up a Weymouth Drive, everybody did have the same idea. If you drive, go up Weymouth Drive too. So you know, there's another traffic jam that. Me don't know, me can't call upon the authorities because it seems like there's no authority. You can't call upon them. I mean, don't know the China people don't recognize where I go on this, so. Because I bust the pipe every time they dig hole, them bust the pipe, you know, and then when they bust the pipe, nobody know no water. And them bust pipe up a Constant Spring the other day, you know. The bust pipe up a Constant Spring the other day, I mean, I tell you, say, it's a disaster. A disaster. So, back to the carrot. We see the carrot dangling in front of we, you know. And we are say, yeah, but you know, me I tell government, Mr. Prime Minister and Mr. this and that, me I tell you the truth, you know. Me like the idea of the road thing, but me I tell you, the pain, the agony, the strain, wait a cars you know. It come like by the time the road done, we are going to say, try better the road, it just stay where it stay. Because when I wind the road, the man I bring in more car in the island. The amount of second-hand Japanese car there, so. Give thanks to the Japanese there, because Brian don't get to afford a car. You understand? And the world see the Japanese car, they can't pick up IRFM. We must stop bringing car in the island we can't pick up IRFM. So I don't know how that's going to work now, because they might wind the road, but the used car people, there's more car on the road. Some people don't get them car yet because every car place, car mart, when me say, full up a car. Not true that, Brian? Mm-hmm. Every car mart full up a pure used car from Japan. So when the people them see the big road now and them get back the way name there. The road big. When them get the road big now, there no more car up on the road. And next thing happen at Barbican, the same thing happen at Barbican. They must stretch the road from down at Sheila's Cheese now. Them say they must carry go way along at the bottom of Grand Spen Road. And you drive come round the corner. After you take this new part of them bill and you reach at Shields and Shields now, and you go beer left go down Grand Spen. And all of a sudden you see the thing a one lane. You use the 2 lane, you know. All of us, no sign not there. If you say 1 lane traffic or beer left or something, no sign not there at all. Who responsible for them something there? Who responsible for make sure that they, and we have a beer this, you know, because them say, me hear the Prime Minister say at 2 months' time, everything's supposed to be done in a 2 month. That means that by May, the end of March, April, by May, the thing that the pressure is supposed to be done. But me not put no hot water upon the thing. But when the road them widen, and now people can't go in, anybody can own car now. Because you get all 100%, what do you call it? Financing. 100% financing. That means, all man who did have car, I go say, "Chow, me no want my car again, I want a car now." So that means, like all Brian, Brian did I intend to get a nice bicycle, you know. And them end up with a car, you know, see, and I run taxi. You know, see, if you soon start run Uber too. So, me don't know. Me love where I go on still, but me can't see something down the line. And, you know, you see the danger and you want the people them, but it come like he's a little lone voice a crying at the wilderness and I make trouble. Me I say, too much car, go and breathe the same outcome when the road widen. And that me I say, click it.
Lasco mackerel, catch the value, regular, hot and spicy, mackerel in.
And 4 is brought to you by Gross Choice. Ivory's organic fertilizer. Call now for advice or order at 876-930-6067. Gross Choice, the smart choice. I want to give thanks to Gross Choice to really supply with some of them. I guarantee that we're going to test them and see what it is that we can come tell the people them say, yes, we are supported. So, you know, sometimes we say we are support something, we are support the thing. Okay, so we spend a long time at talk about this road thing, you know, but it's really an important part of the whole thing, you know, because I say, if the man them a fixed road and why you feel happy, it can't be so pressuring. People are supposed to give you something where supposed to be at your benefit in terms of progress and, you know, the modernization and, you know, the metro your area and everything. And then you have to go through all of them accidents in the meantime. You know, see, and it trickles down all in a family too, you know. That's why you hear so much killing a guy with woman. I mean, I don't want to put it with the road thing, but the pressure of daily life, cause whole heap of stabilization in your family. You know, we say the man them can't take it. And everybody can't take pressure a certain way. So when them come and go so bam, when them get frustrated, that is the end of that. And we can't get frustrated to the point of our suicide. Because my sister suicide that take place in Jamaica, you know, at a level where unprecedented, just like the killing of our women, unprecedented. They call it domestic killing. That's not domestic killing. Domestic killing is when you kill chicken. If you go cook or, you know, you have egg and them things there. But it's amazing. It's amazing. One thing lead to the next and everything connected. We can't disconnect certain things and connect other things. Everything connected. The first word we utter in our earth, don't stop travel. It don't stop travel. Because some of the words them when it utter first, it take unto itself flesh and still continue the travel. Light not stop travel. Light not stop travel. Light continue. We who recognize that everything connected. That's why Mr. Man, me not look on God separate from. God is part of everything. You know, the man say, Khalil Gibran say, and when you love, you shall not say, God is in my heart, but I am in the heart of God. So it's not like say you have God out there, so, and man out there, so, and bird out there, and tree out there, so. Everything is a manifestation of that what you call God. So it's not separate. You see, and we have to the things them separate, whether physical or not physical. We see it as separate. We're not supposed to see the thing as separate. That is why you don't have feelings for the next person if you don't connected to you personally. Because you have plane crash. And you hear the plane crash, say 200 people dead on a plane. And you say, right, it was a terrible thing. And 200 people dead. But make one of your family members on the plane and see how different it make. The difference. One family member for you in a plane crash is mean more to you than the 200 people that were dead in a plane crash. So it signifies that you don't see yourself in the thing. To see yourself in things, to see your thing, you know say, how can you say you love God who you can't say? You think you can't love God who you can say? Can't love who you can say? You have to love who you can say first. So I don't hear them DJ talk about him now, no friend and this and him not trust even woman and that. But if you not trust your woman, something wrong. If you not trust your woman, something wrong. Right, Brian? Mm-hmm. You have to trust her, Rasta. You know, see it. As a matter of fact, she's the nearest thing to God. Supposed to be. Because your man say, well, not even God can come, not even your woman can come between you and God. No, man. Then who is your woman? No God. Who is your brethren? No God. Life is that we are working with, life, the source of all energy, is what relate to you that manifests itself as individual, but it's one life. There's different manifestation of the flesh. So when the people them see politicians now, and politicians say, I do this for you, and you say, then, oh, you now feel the benefit, that means there's something wrong with the perception. The perception not good. And if you go through too much pain and agony to reach to something good, and then you end up realizing you never get the good because something else did happen. It's a problem. It's really a problem. This is the stepping razor, the art of war.
Kick down doors, get rich or die trying. I'm not lying. Forever black, but when I step to like when you're black and poor, it's like a lock on door. Opportunities, case of that.
Hello?
Are you hearing me now?
Yes, I hear you now. Yes, I was talking to whom am I speaking to?
Yes, I was saying that I'm Colleen Douglas.
Okay.
Within this context, I'm a member of the PRC for Long Walk to Freedom, Jamaica.
Okay. All right. So there's a whole heap of little things that we really want to find out. I know the public would like find out about it too. One of the things them is the ticket them to bleachers. How people get tickets to the bleachers?
But there are some tickets still available, and we ask persons at selected digital stores for $4,000. There are some sponsors who are still doing promotional activities, and we ask persons to call Solid Agency at 960-9004 to access those kinds of tickets.
Yeah.
So all tickets for VIP and general are sold out, but there are tickets still available for grandstand and
all right. Let's say all tickets for VIP and where? And general.
And right.
The general is on the field. Where's the general?
On the field. So on the layout, you will see a VVIP to the stage. Stage, when I say stage, I mean audience to stage. Audience to stage left. And then VIP have that section beside them and to the back of them. And then you also have behind the VIP, the general infield area.
All right, so tell me something. The artists coming on from McDonald's Tunnel, or they have a build-up place where the artist is going to come on stage from? How would that work?
The stage based on the map is in midfield. It's in the
midfield, okay. So the artist is coming on from where?
I'm looking at the map and see if I can give you that kind of logistic answer. So where the stage is, grandstand is to the right.
Yes.
So let us consider how we have for persons who generally go for independence.
Celebration, yes.
Where the stage is, it would kind of be facing grandstand. Imagine it's not going to be that way. It is so almost like it's facing the road, main road.
Yeah, so it's not going to have no cover on it to impede the people them and the bleachers over the other side?
No, it won't. It won't be impeded at all.
All right, so where in there is the VVVP section?
The VVIP is somewhat within the section of the VIP, but a side off. So let's say you have VVIP, I don't know what to call it, a square out of VIP becomes VVIP.
Okay.
Obviously a little elevated.
And the people them on the field, they're not going to have access like later down in the line. You say the people them on the field is now in VVVIPV.
No, you don't have that kind of access. The movements are restricted to the ticket, and even it's controlled even to where you enter from in terms of the drop-off points from the JUCC buses.
Okay, so where's the VIP section?
Mm-hmm.
Where will be the VIP section?
So it's also infield. So look at the entire field. The field is going to be split into three, with VVIP and VIP up front closest to the stage. VVIP is a small section of the VIP area.
Okay.
A little elevated with different types of benefits, while the general admission falls just as though it would fall in any other show, just behind the VIP, separated by a barrier.
And then you have the grandstand, which is...
And then you have grandstand, and you have bleachers.
The bleachers. And then you have the Beverly Hills crew, people, who will be watching it from up Beverly Hills.
Who will enjoy the sound.
You know, people that keep party that night there with them binoculars and the telescope.
And I'm deliberately saying enjoy the sound because there's actually no live streaming allowed.
Yes.
There will be selected snippets of the show by sponsoring entities such as IRFM and CBM. But the truth is there is no live streaming of the entire show.
All right, so make I ask you now, will there be booths there with food and liquor and things going on? Where that would be?
That I would have to consult and give you. Like I say, I'm very media, not so much production.
Oh, it's not on the map that you have there?
I'm seeing the checkpoints and the entrances.
Oh, we don't see the food court and no food
but
court.
There are bars. I'm 100% sure that there are bars in the venue. I'm not necessarily seeing it in its entirety so there's a bar in general, there's a bar in VIP, there is separate facility in Ultra VIP.
Okay.
And I'm looking to see the grandstand bleachers having the same type of access we would do for champs or any other major event.
All right, so make I ask you now, grandstand have seat over that side, the bleachers have seat. I am assuming that the VIP and the VIP going to have seat.
No, there are actually no chairs allowed.
You mean, not. You mean we must carry on, or you not going to supply
There
any?
are no chairs at all.
In the VIP?
Let us not discuss VVIP in the context of public access, but more so VIP and general field. So VIP and general field are the tickets that would have gone out to mass.
All right, so the VIP don't have no seat?
So there are no seats there.
And no seat on the people them on the field? And no seat for the field?
I'm sorry, Muta.
All right, I'm saying that there will be no seat for the people, VIP and the people them on the field. That is what I'm saying.
Right.
Okay.
I was sharing that initially, and persons will say that initially there was a statement that implied that you could take chairs to VIP, the VIP section. That statement was initially withdrawn, and the based on security concerns, highlighted that no chairs at all will be allowed. And I think we have to be very conscious of the numbers in the stadium, which includes fields. So, you know, when you have champs, the field is sort of empty for athletes. In this instance, we have people there. So in terms of people accessing exit points easily and being able to move, and the safety concerns, so it's more than security concerns, but also safety in terms of people having access without impediment to move in the event of any kind of emergency. So we apologize profusely to persons who are coming expecting to either take their chairs or to be seated in the VIP and the general area, but unfortunately we are not able to because safety and security are higher priority.
All right. So where will be the shuttle that I'm hearing about? Where is it starting at? Where's the starting point?
So the shuttle service, again, based on the kind of traffic we're trying to avoid, the traffic concerns that this size show would have, there are restricted parking and it will be fully enforced. So only people with VVIP and vehicles with parking stickers will be allowed to park at the stadium. Every other vehicle must use National Hero Circle and a complimentary park and ride shuttle service.
Where Hero Circle, you say?
Hero Circle.
That is down town there?
Just below Crossroads.
Wow.
But downtown is the new uptown, so there should be no concern about security and safety. Downtown is as happening as Northford Boulevard.
All right. So if you have VIP ticket, you would go down to Hero Circle.
You go down to Hero Circle, and you will be taking, depending on your respective, so a secure JUTC buses will be operating frequently between both points, Stadium and Hero Circle. And the buses will take, let's say, a VIP group to a specific section. So there is no confusion when you get to the stadium that my entry is gate 4 versus gate 5.
So nobody not going to be allowed to park on like Stanton Terrace?
No.
No Stanton Terrace parking?
No.
No Mountain View Avenue parking?
No parking. There are also some restriction in terms of vehicular access. So for the intersection of Mountain View Avenue and Deanery Road, there is only limited access to emergency vehicles, shuttle buses, and
as far as down Deanery Road?
Pardon?
You mean access is limited as far as Deanery Road?
Yes.
Wow.
Vehicles heading toward Mountain View Avenue from Deanery Road over will have to turn right onto Mountain View.
So if you're coming from up Ligani now, where's the restrictions?
If you're coming from
Ligani, Hope Road,
you're going to turn off Hope Road where that gas station is.
Stanton Terrace.
Stanton Terrace. Is the section of Stanton Terrace that will be affected is Stanton Terrace and Roosevelt. So the restriction is really for Stanton Terrace and Roosevelt. So if you're going down, you can continue along Deanery Road. Hope Road there, you can continue along Mountain View down, but you won't be allowed up.
All right, so make an answer now. The people who's going to park at the VVIP, say the people them going to park at the VVIP. Where them access it from on the roadside? Where them access it from?
So I'm looking again at intersection from Tom Redcom and Arthur Wing when will be closed, but it's residents.
Will the Arthur Wing going to get closed though?
No, the intersection of Tom Redcom and Arthur Wing. Right, close to vehicular traffic, except in residents, people who are accessing the hospital, production people, shuttle service, and VVIP access.
Make an answer.
So if you have your access sticker, you're allowed to pass.
All right, so
and the route is also designated for the shuttle buses utilizing the Hero Circle Park and Ride.
All right, look here. Tom Redcom and Arthur Wing Drive is way down near the library, right? Mm-hmm. What is the logics in preventing preventing people from traveling north on that road? What is the logics behind it?
I really think it's more of a safety precaution and just a means to avoid chaos in the area. That's really all it is. Jamaicans don't like to share ride. We're not sharing ride with our neighbors. So the whole heap of vehicles, in as much as we're so concerned about carbon footprint, I think generally as a nation, we don't consider that kind of emission that comes from multiple vehicles.
Yeah, I understand. Pooling, them call it.
Huh?
Them call it pooling.
Carpooling, thank you. I was trying to remember the expression.
Yeah. All right, so I can ask you now. From Dinero Road to Mountain View, block off, going north. From Tamred come to Artawin, block off, going north. So there'll be no traffic in that space going up past hospital, past Children's Hospital, and there'll be none coming from Dinero Road going north up to Mountain View Avenue. No traffic is allowed on that area.
No traffic is allowed that area. There's that intersection on North Avenue and Old Hope Road.
Yes.
So that section, North Avenue, will be closed, and only the residents and persons trying to make access to the hospital will be allowed there as well.
Suppose you have a friend, suppose you don't have no sticker, and you have a friend who live on it, so it's allow you to park in them yard. Or you're going to prove that?
I suppose if you justify that you're a resident.
No, not a resident, a friend of a resident who will allow you to park in them yard.
Honestly, I can't answer that one.
Because I have no friend.
It's a good question and a major concern that you've raised, and I think it's something that we may have to address.
Boy, I have friend who have place on Stanton Terrace. One of those better park in yard so and walk come down and carry me car go clear down a race course. You know, I mean, long there. So I mean, we understand about the shuttle still, and the shuttle might be reliable, but how much shuttle you have, so where you go wait pan. By the time you wait, you know, budget don't perform, you know, them way there's like...
No, I think that we will have an efficient shuttle system. We have enough vehicles, and they will move in a timely manner. And persons need to be reminded that gates open at 4, in spite of the fact that show starts at 8. So it's best to go in early with your friend and have a good line. As opposed to waiting until last minute if you don't want to miss the show.
It's just that when you tell me about the blockade of the road, my mind starts to flash all over the place. Who me know upon Mountain View Avenue, who me know upon Stanton Terrace.
And you know what it is, Muta? I think it's like everything else, there's going to be a kind of caveat. Some kind of limitation, some kind of caveat that will allow you some validity of the assessment of what you say that's going to go through.
Something where the people that never think
on. Unfortunate.
Yeah. All right, well, so the tickets for Bleachers is going quite well, I assume.
I think all tickets are going well. I think there are persons who would have waited until last minute. And then we had a big excitement initially when he just returned. And then it started to die down. But as it gets closer to the date, I think that the energy and the pulse is again up and about. And so people will be trying to get tickets.
I think a lot of people go in there to see if the place is going to really ram up for sure.
But you'll also hear that in the news. But what I do think, though, is that however you get there, wherever in the stadium you are, it will be a great show. Outside of Buju, you know, there's Conic, there's Cockatee, there's Etana, there's Ghost, there's Romaine Virgo, there's the group Lost, there's Agent Pasco, there's Delirance, and there's Jazeel.
And many more.
And many more that we're hoping for. I've been hearing in the news, I'm sure you have to, of some special collab moments.
Of course, must. You have certain people that just, definitely must be there.
Must be there. And I'm sure you've seen Buju perform before. For those of us who've experienced Buju on stage, he's always been a great performer. So I'm expecting good things from the show, and I think it will be worth the wait. Yes.
Well, you know, there's no one in Jamaica that feel that the show is not going to be an excellent show. So at least there's 100% with that, unlike the politician them, where you have no 100% that have not with them. And we just say, yes, you know, we really feel good for no say the brethren Depan Road again, and, you know, things
and
done.
And what I ask persons, most if you would allow me, is just to respect the restriction, understand what the concerns are, and not think so much of you as an individual, but just the general good. Why we're trying to have these restrictions, as well as to restrict the parking. And so it's more for the collective.
All right.
For our own safety and security.
Yeah, one thing. All right. When you go down to the park, may I keep us a race course, Heroes Park, right? No, Heroes Park, you did say?
Yes, it's Heroes Park.
All right, when you go down to Heroes Park, obviously it's at the north side the thing going to be, right? Not down the burial part, the north side.
Closer to Ministry of Finance.
And what happen now? Depending on which ticket you have, you go on a certain bus, or everybody going to lump some bus and you figure out when you go up there?
No, again, because the buses are taking you to specific points.
Yes.
So if you have VVIP,
yes.
I want to be sure that I'm giving you the correct information where that part is concerned. So, for instance, if you are VIP, you're going to go to gate 5 and gate 4. And there's a checkpoint there at the gate 5.
Okay.
If you're a VIP and general pedestrian, there's a walkway at gate 7.
Okay.
So again, it's very VIP, and shuttle drop-off is going to be the shuttle drop-offs are very specific to the point where you're going to stay.
Okay, so when you go down to the park, you have ushers down there will tell you say VIP section?
Go ahead.
All right, when you go down to Heroes Park, is there an area where specific buses park, like the VIP buses park over here? You can just, there's ushers there that is telling you, say...
There are going to be persons there who will be able to assist you in boarding your right bus that will take you to the correct gate. And also to avoid any kind of confusion of any one bus stopping at 2 points.
Yeah.
Or anyone coming off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
Verification. So for the persons who bought tickets online, please print your receipt and take it with you.
Okay.
And people need to be reminded that there will be absolutely no tickets being sold at the gate.
No
in
ticket.
any category.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll cover some of what we have to ask you, but time does not allow us to go into the other aspects of the thing, but I guess you cover a lot here in terms of the movement, in terms of the very important part is the restrictions of traffic in the vicinity of the stadium, that is something else.
Yeah.
I've never really seen that before, eh? I only see it when prime ministers and dignitaries come. I guess it's me why them locking it off. Okay, give thanks.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, man,
and
give
for
thanks.
helping to share the information.
Yeah, all right.
All right, give thanks.
Yes, that was member of Buju Public Relations team, Colleen Douglas. And we're just trying to going through the different ways to make it easy. Because as you can hear, there's certain things that is not no ordinary football match I go play up there. It's not no, what them call it, Jamaica, an independence celebration. It's Buju, Bantan, Long Walk to Freedom, concert. This Saturday, I know so much people that come for this thing. It's unbelievable. I don't know if any Sunsplash or some fest ever have so much people landing at Jamaica for a concert, a reggae concert. I mean, you have people from, people there for this concert, yeah. Really. So, I don't know, ordinary thing. Not an ordinary thing. Step in.
Purity Hearty Goodness 100% whole wheat bread is the only bread in Jamaica approved by the International Whole Grains Council. Purity joins the leading global companies in creating tasty 100% wheat goodness. The time by Purity 100% whole wheat bread is...
Yeah, the time is 3 minutes past 4. And we want to remind you that the hours between 3 and 4 was brought to you by Growers Choice. Growers Choice Organic Fertilizer. Growers Choice is smart choice. Call now for advice or order at 876-930-6067. So, this next hour, between 4 and 5, is brought to you by Confectionery and Snacks. Power up with Sunshine Snacks. Peanut. Power up. You hear that, Brian? Yeah, man. You can get something to eat at last. Okay. They might not eat lunch, I tell Jamaican people, they might not eat lunch, I tell you. For them, lunch is the internet. Instagram and all them something that for them lunch that. And that truly, we didn't play before we start talking to the sister, No pretend. Mali, another Mali upon his rise and seen again. This is the stepping razor, the art of war. We're there with you. I confront the things them that need to be confronted. So, within the level of international affairs, this Venezuela thing, I hope people are going like say, it not involve Jamaica and all them something there, you know, but it involves Jamaica in many ways and one, you know. Because we say the man them use a strategy again, design coups. That America is good in designing coups to interfere in the national affairs of countries. But when it comes on to film country, it's 2 years now they talk about Russian involvement in them election. And now we see them try install illegitimate people in a country that was legitimately vote for a person. Now, the people them who are responsible for investigate elections from CARICOM went to Venezuela and say the election was good, was fair. This is what people from the Caribbean say, plus others. There's no group or body of people that investigate elections that went there that say it was an unfair election. So the president was elected democratically. A guy who studied in America and is now America using him to default an election because without a doubt now, there's no doubt about it, them want the aisle. A lot of the senators, them, Democrat, the Republican, them, start mentioning the aisle. But the weirdest one is, where's brother from down in Florida name? Remember the same shot and this and that. Oh gosh, man. And him, not oh, right. I can't remember his name. Anyway, hey, me know, you are the bright person, you know. I say, me love you more than Jesus love little children, you know. Yeah, man, yeah, you're good for something. All right, so, when you Marco Rubio, what's name again? Yes. You know, say, the most disgusting thing I see a politician do as it, well, Trump do a whole heap of disgusting thing, but that one, like, is disgusting of all disgustings, right? Now, them are try to depose this brethren in Venezuela. And Rubio from Florida put a post on the internet with Gaddafi being sodomized and murdered. And then put it on the post and talk about the fate of this president. In other words, it shows that this is what's going to happen to where the president of Maduro, this is what's going to happen to him. Can you imagine a politician do that, Rasta? So you can see the level where them put on this idea of going in, they're going to take away the people them aisle. Because one of the man them from the president man them, you know, say, look here, we need to go and get the aisle, and what it would be good if American companies could really control the aisle. So obviously the aisle, them look, and them do that years now from Chavez, where them never liked from long time. Now them institute a kind of, them do it in Jamaica already, you know. Under Michael Manley government, them do it already where this false sense of nothing in the supermarket give the people them a kind of thing against the government. Because there was a time when I talk about married things. You can't get sugar unless you buy flour. You can't get fish unless you buy whatsoever. You know, see it. There's a false sense of things that is not available, things not available. So when the people them ball out now and say it's the government fault, why these things not available, not knowing, say, them contrive these things in a people country. America have a system where them set out and tell them want to depose people is 1 + 1 = 2. So them start discredit the leader. First of all, them start to the leader a dictator. Then, after them start to the leader a dictator, now you see them start to now infiltrate and try assassinate the leader, which them try to do with this president already. And then now them start to develop a thing with food short. So them have starvation and go on. Well, not starvation either, but the lack of flour and rice and sugar. And now them start to now send flour, rice and sugar in the country to prevent starvation. Well, them are create the starvation because them want to deport. And then them now have somebody who know them say, this is the person who should have been president. How the hell you are going to go and talk outside our country and say, this man should have been the president? What is the man claim to fame as president? Nobody knew this man. Nobody knew this man. This man just come on. No, I now say the president is an angel, but I say, if you can come and say because the man I take a socialist point of view, you have to get rid of him. If somebody can tell me in the history of America, deposing people, if when them depose or murder or assassinate the legitimate person of the country is better off. I can't remember in my lifetime, I may have to start from Castro, which them couldn't kill. After they try kill him for 40 times, them try kill him. Cuba have the best health system, much, much better than America. There's no illiteracy there. Crime is like at the minimal, right? Them have an army we could have help in a Mozambique and Angola during the time of apartheid. The Cuban them send army go down into southern Africa to fight against the colonial system, right? This is an island, 90 miles from Negril, 90 miles from Negril. This is a place where this man who was not democratic, but when you look on the country itself, which we now go see it, if you look on through the eyes of America, remember the first time we left Jamaica for go, we on Jimmy Cliff, we go down a Cuba. The Prime Minister at the time, Mr. Seaga, was adamant that we shouldn't go. Because we're artists and it show legitimacy and them things there. And we say, so we are going to go. And one of the things them people that say why we shouldn't go back, if them put a stamp, a Cuban stamp in our passport, when we are going to America, them are going to think twice before them let we in. The thing is that the Cuban them never put no stamp in our passport because them understand the part of the politics. And it was a wonderful show. It was the first time I left Jamaica and go up on a plane for go show outside, right? All right. What I am seeing is that my first point of entry into not liking leaders is Castro. Most Jamaicans in my years, we used to Castro as a devil. I mean, I say, but wait, if you have no literacy now in your country, crime is minimal, healthcare, I mean, great. You have Jamaicans where if them want eye examination and everything, which I think Brian should start go to Cuba now, go look on them eye. When you look on the healthcare, we're down there. It's much better than America, where them say it's a first world, so-called first world country. The only thing is that, and it's not even the only thing neither, because when you go down there, what we call vintage car, what are the car them is like in the 1930s and 40s car, but if you carry them car, they go to America now, you get millions of dollars for them car there. You understand? So it's not like you're going into a looking at so-called first world country, but the amenities that is provided is really something that you want, like in Jamaica now. Would I declare if literacy never did about the place like all did about the crime? Nobody get murdered down at them place there. You understand? Now these people come in your country, destabilize your country. Look on Iraq. Look on Iraq under Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein was funded by America to overthrow the Iranian government. And when Saddam Hussein moved towards Iran, and when certain things don't work out, them decide say them are going to invade Iraq. Iraq is one of the worst places them on earth right now because of the infiltration of America inside of Iraq. We look at Libya, where them tell you say this man here is a devil in disguise, Gaddafi. Yet still look at Libya now. Libya is a failed state. Not going. We can remember El Salvador, we can mention Nicaragua, we can mention Chile. All of them countries there where America invade and co-op the country. What has those invasions done to the level of prosperity for the country themselves? Nothing. That's why now a whole heap of African countries are turned to China. You swap Magadog for puppy, jump out a frying pan and jump in a fire. But when you look on American history as it involves countries like Jamaica, where them things say, Manley didn't move too near to kill Castro. Whole heap of things start happening in the country. Whole heap of things. There's recorded history of those things. Where CIA agents come out and show you what they was here to do. And the guns them will start to come penetrating at Jamaica and the whole heap of political crime and violence. What is happening now have a direct relationship with the politics of the 70s in Jamaica. The politics of the 70s don't end when some man dead. It never end. The only difference now is that the youth them don't have to depend on politicians to give them gun. The youth them have them own gun. The youth them have them own gun now. So them say move and go with your political thing. But is the politician them in Jamaica is the genesis of all of these murder and scamming we are going in Jamaica right now. Click it.
Power up. Power up.
Stepping razor. The art of war. We want to tell you that the hour between 4 and 5 is brought to you by confectionery and snacks. Power up with sunshine snacks, peanuts. Yes. Okay, so politics. They're on the scene again. Politics in the east.
And here are the winning top draw numbers. So good luck, and here they come. First up, and it's the number 5. The second top draw number for this afternoon is 13. The third number coming down for $600,000 is lucky number 18. The fourth number is 14. And the fifth and final top draw number for this afternoon is the number 7. And now let's pick your play their dollars game. So I do hope you're feeling lucky this afternoon. And here are the winning dollars numbers. So let's see how well you did. And here they come. First up, we have the number 1. And then we have the number 11. The third dollars number for this afternoon is 26. The fourth number coming down is the number 36. And right behind 36, it's the number 16. Up next, we have the number 4. After 4, it's the number 3. Coming right along, we have the number 12. And next in line, it's the number 7. Up next, we have the number 2. And right after 2, it's lucky number 27. And we round things off this afternoon in our dollars game with the number 32. And now for some easy winnings with our Pick 2 games to get those tickets out. And let's go. First up, it's the number 11. And the second Pick 2 number for this afternoon is the number 24. So once again, the winning Pick 2 numbers are 11 and 24. Up next, you can play it 3 ways, and that's, of course, our Pick 3 game. The first Pick 3 number coming up this afternoon. And it's the number 9. The second Pick 3 number. And it's 6. And the third and final pick-through number for this afternoon is the number 3. So once again, the winning pick-through numbers are 9, 6, and the number 3. And it's now time to ton up your winnings, so get ready for a pick 4 game. The first pick 4 number, and it's 2. The second pick 4 number this afternoon, and it's 0. The third pick 4 number coming up, and it's the number 1. And the fourth and final pick 4 number is lucky number 3. So once again, the winning pick 4 numbers for this afternoon are 2, 0, 1, and the number 3. Remember, confirming your winning numbers is simple and easy. All you have to do is use our Supreme Ventures app, check the price, or call our results hotline. And a quick reminder that our 3 p.m. winning cash pot number was 22, lucky mark, a white woman, and a gold mega ball was selected. Now remember, you live to play it, but can you win it? Well, let's see what this afternoon's winning cash pot number will be. And this afternoon's winning cash pot number is lucky number 25. So congratulations to all our cash pot winners. The winning number is 25, and the lucky mark for 25 is Jonkrum. And guess what? Over $1.8 billion have been won in the last 3 weeks of our cash pot mega pot promotion. Also, from now until Saturday, March 16, you'll have even more chances for mega winnings with our 2 mega balls. With the Gold Mega Ball, you will win an additional $740 for every $10 bet. And with the Silver Mega Ball, you will win an additional $300 for every $10 bet. And now, let's mega your cash pot money, so good luck. And the Silver Mega Ball has been selected, so congratulations to everyone who won. And now let's take a look at this afternoon's winning numbers. And of course, Digital Direct Top-Up is now available at all our Supreme Ventures terminals. You can top up with as little as $50, so please do try it out today. And please do join us again at 8:25 p.m. for more games you love to play. I am Deandra. Have a supreme afternoon.
Hope you were a big winner. Play your favorite Supreme Ventures games every day and tune in for our live draw 6 times a day at 8:30 a.m., 10:30 a.m., 1 p.m., 3 p.m., 5 p.m., and 8:25 p.m. on this station. Supreme Ventures, games people love to play and more.
Yeah, that was the drive time, 5 o'clock, top draw dollars, pick 2, pick 3, pick 4, and cash pot draws. Congratulations to all of today's winners. Tune in later at 8:25 for another chance to win in top draw dollars. Pick 2, pick 3, pick 4, lucky 5, and cash pot draws.
Mutabaruka's daughter, Aisha Wawa Hope. Good morning, Aisha, my sister. How are you?
Greetings, Amber. How are you?
I'm doing good,
Happy
sister.
International
Same to you.
Wednesday.
Same
and
to you,
my mom
darling.
extends it to you too.
Yes, bless up, mommy. Give her a nice hug for me. You know I'm a friend. All right, so it's nice to hear your voice this morning. Always sounding so pleasant, and we are pretty excited about what's coming up for Muta. I mean, he deserves it. We've all watched what Muta has done, which is really set a trend for the poets, for people who, you know, speak out against certain things, advocates, and the whole works. He's just a whole package.
And I agree with you 1,000%.
Yes, there's nobody like him, nobody like your father. All right, so just tell us a little bit now. Coming up as a young girl, right? Your father was already out there. He's been doing this thing for some time now. Bring me back to when you were younger. Did you understand what Muta was doing?
Yes, well, my father and my mother, they didn't let us to go anywhere. They carried us everywhere they went.
All right.
We were exposed from early.
Yes.
Poetry readings, reggae sunsplash, everywhere that they were going, they carried us. So we always were exposed to the message that he was, you know, sharing with Jamaica.
Yes.
And even as a young child, I mean, we had hard times, just like other person.
Yes.
And even growing up, which I experienced a transition from the hard times to the good times. And I mean, that whole experience really made me the person that I am now.
Yes.
Because, you know, the life lessons growing up in the country. Because we are actually from Kingston.
Okay.
And my father, you know, when person started Rasta, they started going to the hills. And that's exactly what my parents did. They went up in the hills. Just want to big up the persons from Montego Bay, Potosi District, Black Shop, Sunderland, those areas. That's where we went. We never have those family down there.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And they made a life for us down there. And we grow from there strength to strength, exposure to trying to farming, just living a rural life and, growing up in the country and the hills, because it was really hills. We never have
I know, because as you said, Rasta used to have to run away from all the oppression and the fight and everything that they were getting. I mean, literally, physically.
Right. So it was a self-imposed, sabbatical, exactly, because where we were living was far from the main road. Like, you have to walk up through the hills and push the main road, take off your shoes and those things. But all of that experience just creates your life lessons and you build you as an individual. And I think that's one of the greatest things that my parents did for me and my father did for me. That experience really the groundation makes me the woman that I am today. Because trust me, in life you have ups and downs, and if you can't deal with it, you pass out.
Get to you, exactly. I love what you just said about the life lessons. Can you recall one significant situation or life lesson that you learned through your father, whether it was him talking to you about it or going through it with him?
Well, one of the things I can say definitely, discipline and consistency. My father is very disciplined and not strict, because persons think that Muta is because of him sound and whatever, he's a strict parent and he probably beat him. My father never beat us, right? Once and he when you say a strict parent, like he don't allow you to do certain things, that wasn't it. People just, like, even at school, when I was going to school, people say, your father's strict, you're not afraid of your father, and I said, no, he's not like that, and he's very funny, but the discipline. So we grew up not eating meat.
Yes.
So I've never eaten meat in my entire life, and I'm 40 plus.
Wow.
So I've never eaten meat, never eaten fish. When we grew up, we never used sugar, we never used certain things, white processed products, we never used none of those things.
Right, because he did set a trend with exposing that, that a lot of the foods are bad for us, which are in the mainstream.
So from birth till now, I've never eaten meat, and that is one of the things that is really exemplary about growing up with my father and my mother. They were consistent, they were disciplined, and you have to have a certain level of discipline, because even though in the early stages they taught us stuff, eventually we had to go to public school.
Of course.
And
I'm sure you were hungry when they weren't there and you still didn't break that order.
But we maintained that discipline.
Yes.
So, like, you go on the road, like every minute we want something to eat. You eat your fruits, you eat whatever they prepare for you, so that discipline was there from an early age. And that discipline transformed into how discipline in the workplace, discipline in your life, discipline in your relationship, discipline. So I'm really thankful for that, the discipline. And one other thing about my father, he's very consistent.
Yes.
So from in the 70s straight till now, his message has been the same.
Yes, indeed.
Healthy lifestyle, black empowerment,
consciousness,
exposing injustice. It has been consistent. There's no change in his message. And as I said, that is one of the lessons that really stand out for me.
Yes, I'm sure, because to have a father who set the trend that Muta said, I mean, if you never learn these things, it would be like, you're not in the household. So, it's really great to hear you as his daughter come out and say that, he's taught you discipline, which is carrying you through other situations in life, and also consistency. And they basically go hand in hand, because you have to be consistent with the discipline.
Yeah, because you can't be having one message today and
a different. Exactly.
You have to be consistent.
Exactly. All right.
As I said, it's just straight throughout my life journey that discipline has been made.
That is beautiful.
I don't eat certain things. I don't, deal with certain things. So it's just a good thing for me,
man.
Just on my life.
I believe you, darling. I never grew up with him, but trust me, in the last 12 years, I love to interact. I literally, when he's here on a Thursday during the day since he started that one, I will be going about my business in Ochi, but just because I know he's here, I will come over here. Just to see him.
One of the things people say, it's true. Yeah, people, the image that some people think of him, it's
not. He's so loving, so kind.
And joke,
Trust me, I'm always laughing when I come around Muta, always.
Like people always say, how come you don't walk barefoot? And all of
people really
that's like
ask
the
you
number
that?
one question in my
Wow.
life.
Are you serious?
Yes, everywhere I go. Even like when people find out, they say, "How come you don't want barefoot like Muta?" And to be quite honest with you, he has never ever said to us like we are to follow.
Right, because that's his personal choice.
And he always buy us good shoes.
Wow.
Yes, when they go on tour and so he buy us really nice
That
shoes,
is
like.
Muta for you right there. All right, Ashiwawa, but we have to run to a break. But before you go, tell me the one thing you would like to say to your father right now on the air.
All right, Daddy, I love you very much. And you have really set a pace, although we can't follow it. But for young people in Jamaica, it's a real good example for persons coming from nothing to something, for persons dealing with self-efficacy, black empowerment, and just self-confidence, knowing what Africa has done for us. And you have consistently taught that message across Jamaica, across the world. You know, I hear him on BBC, and I know people talking about him on BBC. I say, really and truly? But I'm just saying that your message has been one consistent message, and the youth of Jamaica are definitely loving it and appreciative of it, because I work in community, and when I go in community, I hear them talk about it. So I definitely know that.
All right, thank you, Aishi. I'm sure that he heard and felt the love. Thank you so much for talking to us, and all the best with your endeavors too.
Thank you.
All right, so that was the lovely Aishi Wawa Hope.
The book by the cover, look within. Don't judge the color of my hair. Don't judge the color. Don't judge the book by the cover. We are the builders, a cornerstone, the root of the tree, never lose its ground. We are the builders, cornerstone. We've been through the fire. Come on, let's go.
iCool has two exciting new flavors: Palm Passion and Strawberry Banana. High in taste, low in sugar, and deliciously refreshing. The time by iCool Palm Passion and Strawberry Banana is...
Yeah, the time is 5:15. You are on the stepping razor, the art of war.
You're on the road to happiness. Try the Rubik's difference. Performance you can't feel. Fuel economy that's real. Fuel the moment. Fuel the fun. Fuel the journey. Everyone. Fuel the weekend. Fuel the night. You love your car, so treat it right. Fuel the difference with Rolex.
Set the vibes right to the right price. Enjoy your favorite Red Stripe brands at the recommended community bar prices. Yo!
Red Stripe Light and Malta. How is the $180? Red Stripe beer and Heineken. Only $2 that we recommending.
Guinness, Dragon, Smirnoff Ice. All Red Stripe flavors. What a price! Yo! Up to $2.20 we are still. Pick your favorite choice. Enjoy Red Stripe brands at the right price. Must be 18 years or older. Drink responsibly.
Life throwing challenges your way? You need fast options you can count on. Get up to $50,000 straight to your bank account in 30 minutes with CoolCash. No paperwork and none of the usual bank foolishness like guarantors and collateral. No long lines because everything's done online. We lend online and collect online with up to 3 months to repay. And here's a little brought up. Get 10% cash back when you make payments on time. So now, when life throws you curveballs, you have your CoolCash app. Download your CoolCash app today.
Bob Supercenter, Otis and Chris Rock present Real Deal, the ultimate juggling Friday, March 15, the 15th of March. Place to be Markinston Beach and Anthony St. Mary, starring the Far East Ruler, Mighty Crown.
Mighty Crown! Far East Ruler, no boy no like this.
From way out in the country, they based on this city.
I'm sorry, this people fire realize, you know, whenever the strong-armed people, they understand the legend because of self-work.
It's Real Deal, ultimate juggling Friday, March 15, Markinston Beach and Anthony St. Mary. Brought to you by Bob Supercenter, Otis and Chris Rock. Admission $12 Jamaican or $10 US. Must be 18 and older to drink responsibly.
Jamaica, Jamaica. Friday, March 15th. It's official long walk to freedom. Buju Banton welcome party.
Over me, out and run.
Also the launch of the Double B clothing t-shirt line. Music by the Martels, Stone Love.
Sound for dead, Stone Love, you know.
Massive B sound out of At 97 New York City.
Tell me now.
Richie Feelings, Shamrock Sound, Specs the Boss. Friday, March 15th. Moscam, Rascam. Tables and sections available right now at bujubanton.com or 954-470-7666.
Let's make a date and don't be late.
Life throwing challenges your way? You need fast options you can count on. Get up to $50,000 straight to your bank account in 30 minutes with CoolCash. No paperwork and none of the usual bank foolishness like guarantors and collateral. No long lines because everything's done online. We lend online and collect online with up to 3 months to repay. And here's a little brata. Get 10% cash back when you make payments on time. So now, when life throws you curveballs, you have your CoolCash app. Download your CoolCash app today.
Barnett Street, Montego Bay. Join the Yardman LPG team for their next big promotion of their popular cooking gas products. The Irie FM outside broadcast crew with MC Teddy and DJ Brand will be live on location with all the giveaways and sweet reggae music from 11 a.m. That's Irie FM outside broadcast crew live on location at Barnett Street's Texaco service station this Friday. Come and get your new, bigger, safer gas cylinders from Yardman LPG. It's a Yardman thing.
The following is paid for by the People's National Party.
We're coming in younger than ever. Take passage
On Election Day, April 4, 2019, put your ex beside the head. Vote PNP and make Damian Crawford your next Member of Parliament for East Portland.
Sunshine bright, and I have a message for the youth. Voting for the PNP, that is right.
The proceeding was paid for by the People's National Party.
Life throwing challenges your way? You need fast options you can count on. Get up to $50,000 straight to your bank account in 30 minutes with CoolCash. No paperwork and none of the usual bank foolishness like guarantors and collateral. No long lines because everything's done online. We lend online and collect online with up to 3 months to repay. And here's a little brata. Get 10% cash back when you make payments on time. So now, when life throws you curveballs, you have your CoolCash app. Download your CoolCash app today.
Jamaica's smashing global sensation and national pride in sports will again be on display on the global stage at the Special Olympic World Games in Dubai between March 14 and 21. The nation's Special Olympians will be among the 7,000 athletes from 177 countries in the grand spectacle that happens every 4 years, and they will adorn the black, green and gold in the sporting disciplines of track and field, soccer, swimming, basketball, speed skating, volleyball and bocce. The Sporting Choice IRFM will be there in Dubai to cover all the nail-biting excitement and thrills and spills of the competition from start to finish. Coverage of the Special Olympic World Games in Dubai is brought to you by Boscobel Hardware, Stuart Town, St. Mary. For all your building needs, visit Boscobel Hardware, where every day is a sale day. Call us at 876-810-6986. And Rail Deal Windows and Doors, Main Street Tower, Isle St. Mary. For all your sliding windows and doors at the most affordable prices, call us at 876-867-9349. That's the Special Olympic World Games in Dubai on the nation's #1 IRFM.
Heartbeat of the nation.
Love it? Take it home with
with an NCB loan. Get approval in less than 24 hours in our biggest loan sale ever. We've taken our already low rates and made them even lower. Get our lowest interest rates from now until March 31. Complete home renovations, pay for higher education, take a vacation, or even expand your business. With easy repayment terms, an NCB loan is a hassle-free and simple solution for the things you need. Make your dreams a reality today with our biggest loan sale ever. For details, call 888-622-3477 or visit your nearest NCB branch. Conditions apply.
New extreme flavor from the house of its fancy master. Take your taste much higher. Only extreme. Fill your life with flavor. Only extreme. Barbecue ranch and nacho. Only extreme. Only extreme is the one you don't know. Taste the extreme new flavor. Only extreme barbecue, extreme ranch, and extreme nacho. So extreme. Only extreme. Taste the extra flavor. Only extreme. It's the new taste master.
Montego Bay, get ready for the J&B Bank Blue Tag Pop-Up Loan Sale this Saturday at Sam Sharp Square, Montego Bay. There's a loan for every purpose: debt consolidation, medical expenses, vacation, education, and more. Arrive in style with a J&B Bank Auto Loan. Low monthly payments, up to 100% financing, and up to 10 years to repay. Join the IRFM Outside Broadcast crew with Philip Grant and DJ Brian on location or on the 107s for all the fun and excitement. That's a live outside broadcast of the J&B Bank Blue Tag Pop-Up Loan Sale this Saturday, Sam Sharp Square, Montego Bay, on the nation's #1 IRI FM. J&B Bank will help you find a way.
Okay, we're talking about back road. This brother Brian, Brian had disrespect Kingston, I talk about say nothing now go on at Kingston. I pair pretty girls there up on the beach. You can't even walk up on the beach. You can't go up on the beach. You ever go in a hotel on your head? Which hotel? Round a back road. Round the sun. You never know which part of Moon Palace. You never know. One time I talk about, one time in past, one time in past, see them and I say, they know airport that, a airport that, when they're dead and laughing at her, the youth are called to see your airport. And the man run with up to it, Yeah, the man run with up to say airport, I'm going to go to airport already, up on that road. So they pan the up, for the past 2 years, I want to give thanks to DJ Brian. Long time DJ Brian and has shown over, but even though I'm invisible still, because most of the time I'm on him iPhone. I check how much girls he would have liked, no. Because say that man when I really know what heap of girls still. He go on, so when you see my pose, and him love pose in front of people car. And go like him order the car, him no own no car. A taxi take and pose in front of the taxi there, but go like say him. So why you look, Brian? I'm a brethren. I input me on Instagram. Last year? Close to them time. I input me on Instagram. And put some other people on it so me can't take. Every time I turn on Instagram, I see them. But it's good. We love him more to that still because it keeps you abreast with where certain people I think and I say, oh, I yellow Peter. A new kid on the block, but he's an old kid still. Yes, him kind of all right. Him irate, him step up there. What them call it? Something that I do. Him step up IRFM social media. I keep saying that. Him supposed to give me a percentage right now. Me supposed to give you a percentage? Yeah. You know how much money you collect inside that stuff from me and you don't give me. I don't give me. But I tell people things, You have to talk this barrier. You know how much money you collect from me inside that you don't give me a cent. Eh? Tom jump but Tom no fool, I want me to tell you that. Tom jump but Tom no fool. So you want to make me start talk about it. Because you know so me make people roll it down on the road and lick it up. You understand? Yes. All right, so yeah, we want to give thanks to Shamara. I don't know which part she there, but I tell her give thanks to them. I really do nothing today, but I saw it go. I give thanks to Shamara. We want to give thanks to where the sister, the operator there. Where the operator name? Princess Black? Yeah. Princess Black! May I tell you, man, Princess Black, watch it, Watch it. Oh. You look one way, I know you gotta look at it how you know. Watch it. Okay. All right. So you have to know. Peter afraid to go say something. Peter, they are afraid to know. Yeah.
For her, all my life I've been
Justice. So you have to know. Next week, Cutting Edge, from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. We are going to this, Afrobeat. Afrobeat is the rage right now. We are told that Afrobeat I must
report to this house that my information is that the JDF presence in the parish of St. James is nearly 50% lower than it was during the state of emergency. 46% lower, to be precise. And that the presence of the JC is 40% lower than it was. No wonder there is an upsurge of criminal activity in the parish. And while the people of St. James are being left without adequate coverage from the security forces, the Minister of National Security, who seems to be embarked upon a plan which is to impugn the motives of the opposition and the People's National Party. We must do better than that, man.
Dr. Phillips also called on the government to expand the implementation of the Zones of Special Operations, ZOSOs, in more communities.
Put the ZOSOs in place. You will get the Joint Command, Jamaica Defense Act to give more powers to the JDF if that is desired. But most of all, as government, you have the responsibility not to play politics with people's lives.
Opposition leader Dr. Peter Phillips. Meantime, National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang, raising on a point of order, countered the opposition leader's claims.
Nothing has changed in St. James since the 31st of January. Nothing has changed. The current position is the divisional strength of St. James is 791. Operational normally about 650. That remains in place. There are 246 men moved to St. James. During the SOE, they remain in place in St. James. The only change that's happened is that 20 men used to be moved from Area 2, which includes Portland, St. Mary, and parts of St. Anne. That ceased on the 1st of January before the SOE. 20. Right? And in addition to that, no, the House cannot be allowed to be misled. The comment was that 46% of the men have been moved. You, whoever advised the leader, they are still deployed. Exactly, and you are wrong. This is
National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang.
The protection of human rights should be at the forefront of the minds of personnel in the protective forces. That's according to Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson. Speaking at the handing over ceremony for pocket guides on human rights in law enforcement yesterday, Commissioner Anderson urged the members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, to be guided by the rule of law and human rights.
We have to protect the rights, even of people who are trying to deny other people their rights. Now, if we're a force for good, human rights, the protection of human rights will be forefront in our minds all the time. That's what's required of us, what's demanded of us, and that's our guide. We'll never be able to take you on a course or write in a book every circumstance you're going to face. So whatever you face, be guided by the rule of law and force for good. We are here for the benefit of Jamaican people.
The Commissioner noted that while there are difficulties faced on the job, police officers must rise above these circumstances.
I recognize the difficulties that our officers face in a very high violence environment where violence can escalate almost instantaneously. Yet you have to always respond with measure, taking care of the person's human rights, even as your own life may be threatened. And that puts us in a very difficult set of circumstances. But, it is extraordinary people that rise to meet the aims and goals under difficult circumstances. And as police officers, we have that opportunity to be extraordinary in protecting the rights of our citizens and ensuring that those rights are taken care of.
Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson.
Transport Minister Robert Montague is bemoaning the lack of order within the industry as over the years, women and persons with certain illnesses experience grave challenges on public transportation. Mr. Montague, who was addressing a stakeholders forum yesterday in Kingston, declared that the ministry has not positioned itself for change. He pointed out that planners in his ministry and investors in the sector must identify a new path as urgent reforms are undertaken to bring order to the public transport system.
Our buses, when you go on them, they are not suited for females. They are suited for males. The buses, because we are not taking into consideration a number of issues. Why it is that we have buses in our public transport system that run for over an hour, but we don't require that they have bathrooms on the buses. What happened? We are a country where diabetes is very high, but within the transport sector we make no provision for that. And one of the things with the diabetic or persons with kidney disease, they urinate often. Jamaica has a high incidence of prostate cancer, and again urinating often is one of the things there, but we don't make any provision for that. All we do is laugh after the person, you piss up yourself.
The minister cited issues that require urgent attention, such as bathroom facilities, proper signage for roadways, and curbing of bad driving by illegal taxi operators.
Why it is that we are required, everybody's ambition is to buy a car and drive to work. Carpooling is not popular. When we are designing our roads, where is the HOV lane, what is the fancy name, Dr. Dawkins? High occupancy vehicle lane. Why it is that our taxi drivers stop anywhere on the roads, especially the illegal ones. And ladies and gentlemen, I put it to you that when these things happen, it not only affects you who is driving a private car, it also affects the children who is in that vehicle, because they now see the driving habits of somebody that is breaking every rule on the road.
Transport Minister Robert Montague.
State Minister for Industry and Commerce, Floyd Green, is encouraging young people to pursue business ideas in order to guarantee employment when they leave tertiary institutions. Minister Green says young people should be willing to take risks and think about business ideas that they want to pursue, as entrepreneurs are needed to create jobs. He says the most successful people pursue both tertiary education and business ventures.
So what is the government doing? I would say quite a lot to establish a framework and an easier platform to facilitate those of you who are interested in business. One, if you're interested in business, you should get to know the Jamaica Business Development Corporation, the JBDC, right? Again, all of these entities now have an online presence. In fact, last year, the government launched something for people who want to start a new business where you can go online, and depending on what area you want to start the business in, we have a one-stop resource to point in the right direction. So if you search for MSME, which is micro, small, medium enterprise, if you search for MSME Jamaica, or if you go to the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries, MICAF, that's the acronym. If you go to that website, you can find basically a startup tool for all of you who want to go into business.
According to Minister Green, one of the areas he's championing under his new portfolio is access to funding for small businesses.
One of the things that I'm working on now in my new portfolio, and micro and small, medium enterprises fall directly under me now. So it's one of the areas that I'm championing, is access to funding. Because one of the big issues is you have a great plan, but you can't get the money. But I'll tell you, oftentimes money is not the problem. The problem is taking the time to really ensure you have a great plan. And sometimes we think we have a great plan, but we haven't really put it to the test. But we're going to be unveiling some new funding, both loan funding and also venture capital funding over the course of the next 6 months. So you can look out for that. And that's going to be offered through the Exim Bank. So I hope a number of you want to get involved in business. Any other question?
State Minister for Industry and Commerce, Floyd Green. He was speaking at the University of the West Indies Preparing Youth Conference at the St. Catherine High School this morning.
In the meantime, Minister Green is calling on young people to get involved in politics and to not give up on the political process. Speaking at the University of the West Indies Preparing Youth Conference at the St. Catherine High School this morning, Green outlined that people should be the change that they want to see.
Honestly, I know for a lot of you, you want to have nothing to do with politics. I know for a lot of you, you have given up on politicians and the political process. But there is no vacuum in life. Somebody will be councillor, somebody will be MP, somebody will be minister. If you don't do it, and you are looking for the betterment of your community, you want to see your country do well, but you're not putting yourself forward, probably the person who will put themselves forward doesn't mean as well as you, or won't do as good a job as you. And no matter how we try to avoid it, politicians affect our day-to-day life. And if you would have listened to the last budget and some of the things that were outlaid, you would recognize it makes a difference who is running your country.
He is also encouraging young people matriculating into and graduating from university to start the discussion about themselves as it relates to critical issues that need to be addressed.
If you take nothing else from what I've said, good leaders come from, I strongly believe, people who are making decisions. So again, if I come to you and what you're concerned about are jobs, or what you're concerned about is business, what you're concerned about is areas of expansion, and you vote as a politician, in order to get your vote, I will talk to you about jobs, about areas of expansion. If you vote and all you're concerned about is chicken back, handout, $1,000, $2,000, or goat, then I will probably talk to you about chicken back, $1,000, and goat. I don't want to talk about chicken back, $1,000, and goat. I'd much rather talk about jobs, expanding our economy, and providing a Jamaica that all of us can do well. But my ability to speak about that is largely dependent on you getting involved in the political process.
State Minister for Industry and Commerce, Floyd Green.
A strong and efficient public sector is key to achieving Jamaica's ambitious goals. That's according to Minister of Finance and the Public Service, Dr. Nigel Clark. Speaking at the launch of the public sector debate competition in Kingston today, Dr. Clark said history has shown that dominant countries are those with efficient public sectors.
There is no civilization in the world that has achieved status of greatness without an effective and efficient public sector. Whether you're talking about civilizations in the East, early Chinese civilizations, early Indian civilizations, civilizations of Egypt and the Roman, the Greek civilizations, and even in our modern times, the countries that dominate are all countries that have effective, efficient public sectors. So if we are to achieve our ambition, the ambition that is deep within us, that is passed on from generation to generation, that knowledge that we are a nation with a destiny and a people of purpose, we have to develop a public service that is efficient and that is strong and capable in delivering services.
He notes that public service workers are integral to society. Dr. Clark added that in light of this, efforts must be made to reform the sector so as to make it the best in the hemisphere.
Whether you're from the Library Service or you're from the NWA, from the Ministry of Economic Growth or from Customs, when that member of the Jamaican public stands in front of you and is expecting delivery of some service, the embodiment of the Jamaican government comes down and is personified in you. How often have you heard, somebody come back from, just choose any, why the government, wickedism and them wicked and wicked and wicked. Why you say that? Well, because I went to Customs and XYZ. Or NWA dig up the road and then bust the pipe. Right? It's never about the large government of 120,000 people. It's always about that individual experience with the individual member of the public sector. And it is for that reason that we want to reform our public sector and to make it the strongest in our region and the strongest in the hemisphere.
Minister of Finance, Dr. Nigel Clark.
Starting this Friday, March 15, factory workers at the Monimus Sugar Estate in Clarendon will receive government assistance to support them in the wake of the current closure of the factory. The payment being made is in keeping with a commitment made to the workers in February by Agriculture Minister Audrey Shaw at a stakeholder meeting held at the estate in Allentown on February 15. The minister says the payment is part of several initiatives to address the possible socio-economic impact on factory workers and their families. A total of $100 million has been allocated to assist the factory workers and their families. At the top of the assistance package is a cash grant program of approximately $30 million to be provided directly to some 260 displaced workers who were employed to the factory during the last crop season in 2017-2018. The average cash grant, estimated at $100,000 per person, in addition to providing wages, will include assistance towards meeting National Housing Trust payments and other such obligations. The one-off grant program, Mr. Shaw said, was being provided even as the government was working assiduously to select the best investor to operate the factory. He noted that the ministry has received proposals from 5 interested investors, but wanted to select the best investment model based on product diversification and reliable and sustainable operations and production.
The former member of the Uchen's gang, who is the prosecution's main witness, admitted today that the influence of the Holy Spirit pushed him to give information against them. He also revealed in cross-examination that he's certain that he spoke the truth about the wrongdoings of the 24 alleged gang members. The witness said under cross-examination that the incidents of robberies weighed heavily on his mind and it forced him to inform the police on the alleged members. The witness had testified last week that one of his female relatives was a victim of the gang's robbery sprees. When the witness was asked as to whether or not his conscience bothered him when his relative was robbed, he said yes and added that it was the reason why he stayed outside when the robbery was taking place. The reputed leader of the gang, 27-year-old Uchen's Wilson, and his co-accused, comprising 19 men and 4 women, are on trial in the Home Circuit Court. They were arrested in December 2017 and charged with breaches of the anti-gang legislation.
A landowner has filed a claim in the Supreme Court seeking to recover some $18 million from the government. Conrad Paul Chung filed the claim yesterday against the Minister of Finance and Public Service, the Attorney General, and the National Works Agency, NWA, due to the government's alleged failure to compensate him for his land, which was acquired for constructing a section of the Ocho bypass in St. Anne. Chung, who is being represented by Attorney-at-Law Hugh Wildman, is also seeking constitutional redress for the government's failure to compensate him for the land. He contends that in the early 1990s, he was approached by representatives from the NWA to acquire portions of his land for the construction of the bypass. Noting that in 2002, the land was valued at $6 million, Chung said he was told that he would be compensated by way of an exchange of land in the town of Ocho Rios. However, he said since that time, his efforts to seek compensation for his land have proven futile. Chung said given the circumstances, he is now forced to seek the intervention of the court to redress his rights under the Constitution.
Government is welcoming partnerships with countries worldwide in an effort to forge new areas of cooperation and investments. According to Prime Minister Andrew Holness, Jamaica is doing very well and it is a fertile ground for business. Holness says Jamaica is in a better position compared to previous years. He notes that the government's economic policy, especially those announced in the recent budget presentation, will ensure equity, stimulate the economy, and encourage investment and entrepreneurship.
I think that by all accounts, except for the opposition, Jamaica is doing very well, and that is expected. Our economic success, I believe, could be used as a model to other countries. It came at great sacrifice of the people, and it came as a result of the building of social consensus. Indeed, that underpins everything that we've been able to do on the economic front.
The Prime Minister also encouraged the heads of state to take the time out to look at the vast opportunities that exist in Jamaica as the country is ripe for investment. Mr. Holness said addressing climate change remains one of the main concerns of CARICOM.
I had the occasion to visit many of your countries last year in fulfillment of my chairmanship obligations of CARICOM. I had the great and distinct honor and privilege of participating in the G20, the G7, and in the BRICS, which in my mind were all significant and very useful engagements. I was asked by the Secretary General to work along with President Macron of France on climate change financing. We haven't gotten off the start that we would like, but I assure you that as we close out the year, that I'm certain that President Macron and myself will be knocking on the doors of your respective countries to see how we can solicit support and build greater awareness.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness, he was speaking at Day 2 of the Diplomatic Week conference at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel yesterday. Diplomatic Week began yesterday and will conclude on Friday. It is being observed under the theme, Building Partnerships for Sustainable Development.
And with that story, we have come to the end of the local news, brought to you by Shangri-La Flowers and Gifts, creating memories to last a lifetime.
You're listening to Live at 5:45. Still to come, our Caribbean and sports. But first, here's the weather.
There's a high-pressure ridge across Jamaica. The high-pressure ridge is expected to linger across the island for at least the next 3 days. This afternoon saw isolated showers across sections of central and western parishes and hilly inland areas of eastern parishes. Tonight should be fair. Tomorrow, look for partly cloudy skies in the morning across eastern parishes, with isolated afternoon showers mainly across hilly inland areas of central and western parishes.
We now bring you our Caribbean, some of the stories making the headlines from across the region.
The Caribbean Development Bank, CDB, says Guyana is on the verge of a sharp increase in economic growth this year, but immediate prospects will depend on the country ending political uncertainty. In a country brief released on Wednesday, the CDB said while the country is targeting 4.6% GDP growth in 2019, increased political uncertainty surrounding the opposition's no-confidence motion passed in the National Assembly last December may dampen the country's growth. According to the Guyana Chronicle, the CDB also noted that while preparation for oil production continues, commercial production is unlikely to commence until 2020, further limiting the government's projections. This, the bank said, will increase economic growth and provide windfall revenues for the government. Trinidad and Tobago is set to become the first English-speaking Caribbean country and the second small island state to develop a program for meeting targets for greenhouse gas reductions as prescribed by the Paris Environmental Agreement. Speaking at the launch of the country's National Climate Mitigation Monitoring System recently, Government Minister Alison West said the system will allow the country to reduce cumulative emissions from the transportation and power generation sectors by 15%. According to the Trinidad Newsday, she noted that achieving this objective is important to the world, but more critical for small island developing states. She said the ministry had held training exercises for stakeholders on developing greenhouse gas inventories to monitor their emissions. Barbados is moving to widen its net on capturing the proceeds of crime. The Barbados Advocate reports that Attorney General Dale Marshall said the new legislation will not just seek to seize assets of persons found guilty of drug or terrorism crimes, but encompasses those involved in money laundering, corruption, and arms trafficking. Marshall insisted that legislation will prove vital in fighting and suppressing criminal activity in Barbados' current landscape, especially in the area of corruption. Finally, as Haiti's leaders juggle solutions to address the national crisis, a U.S. envoy has visited the country to assess the situation. David Hale, the U.S. Undersecretary for Political Affairs, visited the nation to meet with political leaders, the private sector, and civil society. Hale's visit is a direct result of Haiti's violent street protests over rising food prices. According to Caribbean News Now, the U.S. government has committed to helping President Jovenel Moïse bring lasting solutions to the country's current crisis. For our Caribbean, I'm Maisha Brody.
For the international news, we now join the Voice of America.
The U.S. Congress has formally rejected President Donald Trump's national emergency declaration to fund border wall construction as the Senate voted 59-41 to disapprove the executive action weeks after the House of Representatives did the same. 12 Senate Republicans joined a unified Democratic caucus to pass the disapproval measure in the Republican-led chamber, defying the White House and ignoring a presidential veto threat. President Trump has tweeted that he will veto the measure after telling reporters he would stay in his lane and avoid commenting on the contentious British exit from the European Union. President Trump on Thursday immediately did just the opposite. The French Air Accident Investigation Authority, known as the BEA, says it will handle the analysis of the black boxes retrieved from the crash site of the Ethiopian Airlines jet. Sunday's crash that killed 157 people was the second fatal flight for a Boeing 737 MAX 8 in less than 6 months. Nigeria called off the search for survivors Thursday at the scene of a collapsed school in Lagos. A spokesman for the government said late Wednesday that 37 people have been pulled out alive. The death toll is expected to rise. It now stands at 8. The State Department said Thursday the number of foreign children adopted by U.S. parents plunged nearly 14% last year, extending a decline that's now continued for 14 years. VOA News.
We now bring you Entertainment Spotlight.
In Entertainment Spotlight, today, March 14, is the official release date for Coffee's very anticipated EP called Rapture. Reggae singer Coffee is currently enjoying a stint at the top of the music charts with her mega hit single, Toast. The female newcomer was scheduled to release the EP on February 8, but had to reschedule because there was more work to be done on the project. The project includes 5 songs, with singles such as Rapture, Toast, Blazing featuring Jane Magismo, Throne, Ragamuffin. For Entertainment Spotlight, I'm Courtney Mack.
And to end this segment of Live at 5:45, here's a recap of some of the main points of the local news.
Opposition leader Dr. Peter Phillips calls on government to not play politics with people's lives.
Police Commissioner says protection of human rights should be at forefront of minds of security personnel.
Transport Minister Robert Montague bemoans the lack of order within the transport industry.
And factory workers at Moneymus Sugar Estate in Clarendon to get government assistance following closure of factory.
That's the wrap on this segment of Live at 5:45. You can go online to rfm.net to view stories. Like us at facebook.com/RFM News. You may also follow us on Twitter at RFM_news.
Sports is next. I'm Patrice Walters.
And I'm Donique Weston. Good evening.
Montego Bay. For the hottest breads, buns, bullas, visit Time and Patience Bakery, 44 Railway Lane and 6 Bonnet Lane, Montego Bay. A courteous and efficient staff awaits you. The Time by Time and Patience Bakery. Telephone 979-3660 is
60 minutes past 6 o'clock. Good evening, I'm Roger Haswell with Sports in Live at 5:45, brought to you courtesy of Total Tools, Sales, Rentals and Repairs.
Mr. Trenchman.
Who is that?
It's me, Einstein. Jeffrey over there?
Yes. What is it?
Tell him I can't get the belt for the welding plant.
You can't get the what for the welding plant?
The welding plant just stopped work yesterday, and Jeffrey said it looked like he cut timing belt.
But Jeffrey's sick and you mad? Man, bring the thing go down to Total Tools. Make them check it and fix it for you. Them repair everything. 994-1653 on Main Street, Ocho-Rios, and 908-0667 on Slipe Road, Kingston. Einstein, towards Total Tools. Your problem solved.
Three-time former national champions Reno became the first team to be relegated from the 2018-2019 Red Star Premier League. This after they suffered a 3-2 loss to newcomers Mount Pleasant at the Froome Sports Complex today. Jordan Fletcher, Kevon Isaacs and Kesslon Hall led the way for the St. Anne Standard Bears Mount Pleasant, while Renoria Downswell and Javier Brown scored for Reno. With the result, it's now mathematically impossible for Reno to stay up in the league with 2 games to go before cut-off point for the top 6 playoff, as they are firmly rooted at the foot of the table on 23 points. Third place Mount Pleasant, on the other hand, has made the race for place in the top 2 even more interesting as they move to 54 points. That's 2 adrift of second place. Montego Bay United, meanwhile, continue to stay in the hunt for survival, securing a 2-1 win over UWI. Keneal Curlew and Dwayne Ambersley were on target for Mobile United, who moved up to 30 points. But that's 3 behind Dunby Holden, who were dragged back in the relegation scrap heap as they and Arnie Gardens played out to a 0-0 draw. 8th place Cumberland, led by strikes from Levon Williams and Corey Hilton, stopped 7th place Tivoli 2-1 at Effortville, while Harborview, they moved up a spot to 9th as they secured a 2-1 win over 4th place Cavalier Stadium East on the backup goals from Georgina James and Renika Clark. And the race to secure the $1 million prize purse for topping the league component of the competition is still not yet over after leaders Portmore United and second place Waterhouse played to a 0-0 draw at the Spanish Town Prison Oval. Portmore, they inched up to 60 points with the result, while Waterhouse stayed 4 points behind on 56. The establishment of the Captain Horace Burrell Centre of Excellence Facilities and Artificial Turf at the University of the West Indies completes the first cycle of FIFA Forward, which is a new funding mechanism started by FIFA's President Gianni Infantino to provide more funding and support the member associations in the Caribbean. The surface is the first full-size artificial turf met the FIFA specifications in Jamaica and is also the first of 4 to be set up in the island. It was officially opened yesterday, along with a dormitory, which can house up to 52 players and officials at any one time. According to FIFA Development Manager for the Caribbean, Marlon Glean, the facilities and artificial turf will be a springboard for Jamaica's football.
If you look at the bigger picture, you'll see that it's a holistic development. And I see this being a catalyst, a springboard for football in Jamaica. You have one of the better surfaces now that you can play on. No longer are you competing with the sun. No longer are you competing with your ability to maintain grass fields. But you'll have a perfect field whenever you put your national teams there, especially youth national teams going on to international competitions. I know your U17 boys are off soon to Florida to participate in CONCACAF qualifying. They'll be able to practice on a field like this before they go on to Florida. So this field in itself is not just a field or just the first artificial turf field in Jamaica, but I think it's a springboard for development, a springboard for football to go to the next level in Jamaica.
That's FIFA Development Manager for the Caribbean, Marlon Glean. English Premier League teams Arsenal and Chelsea booked quarter-final spots in the Europa League today following their respective return leg round of 16 clashes. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang inspired an Arsenal comeback as they overturned a 2-goal deficit from the first leg with a 4-3 aggregate win over Rennes. The striker put the Gunners ahead within 4 minutes, firing in Aaron Ramsey's cutback. He set up Ainsley Maitland-Niles before halftime at the Emirates Stadium. He then poked inside Kolashinak's low cross after the break to make it 3-0. Meanwhile, Oliver Giroud scored a hat-trick as Chelsea struck 5 times in the Ukraine to complete an 8-0 aggregate win over Dynamo Kiev. FIFA's chiefs will decide on Friday whether to back an expansion of the 2022 World Cup to 48 teams, but a final decision will only be taken at a meeting in Paris in June. The FIFA Council meeting in Miami on Friday will give its verdict on an internal feasibility study which supported increasing the number of teams at the 2022 tournament in Qatar from 32 to 48. However, a final vote on increasing the number of teams at the football showpiece would only be taken at a full Congress meeting of football's global governing body. And any declaration of support by FIFA's council on Friday would acknowledge that expansion in 2022 can only take place if one or more countries on Qatar's borders are able to host games, according to reports. FIFA's feasibility study into an expanded World Cup in 2022 said Bahrain, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Oman and United Arab Emirates were potential options to host games in 3 years' time. But Bahrain, Saudi Arabia and the UAE would only be candidates if their governments ended a diplomatic blockade of Qatar launched in 2017. A FIFA document said an expanded 2022 tournament would use the same format planned for 2026, where the 6 regional confederations will receive the same number of qualifying slots allocated for the tournament in North America. Following a glitzy and moving opening ceremony of the Special Olympic World Games, Abu Dhabi 2019 today, at the Zayed Sports City Stadium in the United Arab Emirates, action will swing into full gear tomorrow. The Games, which pay tribute to the founder of Special Olympic movement, Eunice Kennedy Shriver, captured the spirit and tradition of the Special Olympics and was attended by head of the United Arab Emirates Crown Prince Khalifa bin Zayed, along with Special Olympic International President Timothy Shriver and IAAF President Lord Sebastian Coe. Dwight Fraser was watching in Abu Dhabi and files this report.
The history of the movement of Special Olympic International was captured in dance and music, which encapsulated the life and work of its founder, the late Mr. Shriver, and was well received by the near 45,000 that was on hand to see the show, in addition to thousands of others who were watching globally. The ceremony was kept tight and lasted just about an hour and 15 minutes with a short address to the audience by the Crown Prince of the United Arab Emirates. During the Olympic parade, there was a thunderous applaud upon the entrance of the Jamaicans into the stadium, and they were met by Alonda Terrelong, Junior Minister in the Ministry of Culture, Entertainment and Sports, along with the Special Olympics Jamaica Board Chairman Ali McNabb. Included in the police officers' march past during the opening ceremony was Sergeant Gladstone Seeley of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, who participated in the torch run earlier this month, and he gave RFM Sports his feedback on the overall experience.
As we would say, we do it for the love and not for the like. I've been having a wonderful time meeting and interacting with the locals and with other law enforcement officers that are here with us, over 100. It has been a wonderful experience. Nothing can take this away from me. The joy that I feel interacting with other law enforcement officers and with the special athletes and helping them and seeing them smile is really wonderful.
Sergeant Gladstone Seeley. Competition swings into full gear tomorrow with action in volleyball, basketball, bocce, male and female football and badminton, while Cade and Ingleton will be the lone swimmer in action in the open water time trial. From the UAE, Dwight Fraser reporting for RFM Sports.
Thanks, Dwight. CEO of Grace Kennedy, Don Webby, is calling upon his private sector counterparts to come on board and assist in getting more defibrillators in schools in the case any of their students should suffer a cardiac arrest. This follows his announcement yesterday that Grace Kennedy, the title sponsors of the ASA Boys and Girls Athletics Championships, will be leading the way in purchasing 5 of the devices. Webby underlined the importance of the devices, which he says will play an important role in saving lives of Jamaican athletes.
Something that I'm very, very passionate about. And it came home to me when I saw the incident with Kemoy Campbell, where he fell on the track, and by all reports from the media, that is actually his heart actually stopped, and they had to use a defibrillator to get it going again. And then you'd recall that in 2016, Dominic James, whose mother actually worked with us at Grace Kennedy, died on the football field. And I believe, based on my discussions with the medical professionals, that if a defibrillator was present, it may have saved his life. So it is our hope, and I'm going to be working with Bickle Jamaica. Grace Kennedy will be donating or purchasing a minimum of 5 defibrillators. And I'm also asking the rest of the private sector if they can join us in this journey so that every school can have a defibrillator to save the lives of the children in the event of a cardiac arrest.
The CEO of Grace Kennedy, Don Webby. Excelsior High are the new urban era Easter Grace Shield champions. The Mountain View Avenue institution romped to a massive 305-run victory over the throne champions Innsbruck High at the Melbourne Oval today. Innsbruck started the day on 19-1 and needing another 526 runs with 9 wickets in hand for victory, were dismissed for 240 on today's third and final day. Final scores: Excelsior 285 and 545, Innsbruck 119 and 240. Excelsior now awaits rural area Grace Headley Cup winners in the All-Ireland Spalding Cup playoffs. And many-time champions Stets and Manchester High are looking forward to the final of the Headley Cup competition on March 20 to 22 at Stets. Both coaches are quietly eyeing the prestigious crown. This after both teams secured first innings points in drawn semi-final encounters against Home Technical and Very Technical respectively. For Manchester High's coach Barry Barnes, his young inexperienced team should make a fight of it.
Very optimistic. The Brooklyn never have us this year in the finals because we have a very young team. As you know, we have a 13 and a 14-year-old playing in the Cup for Manchester. So one just not out on about 17, which is a 14-year-old. It is a good sign. But we are very optimistic because our youngsters, very young, has a lot of cricket to offer to the high school. So we are looking forward for the stage encounter. I know it is a tough task, but whatever comes, we will satisfy. But the youngsters are going to give it a good run.
Barnes' opposite number, Clive Leicester at Stets, going for a 37th hole on the title, having had strong performances this season, has good reasons to be confident.
We're really looking forward to the finals because we'll be up against our nemesis, Manchester. They have been a rival over the last decade, and I know they have been playing some good cricket. And the final is for next week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'm not sure where, but it will be an interesting encounter to go up against a Manchester team once more.
Stats coach Clive Leicester. The Jamaica Scorpions toiled all day in the field on the opening day of their rescheduled Dead Rubber Regional 4-day clash against the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force at the Brian Lara Academy. The Red Force, batting first after winning the toss, closed on a mammoth 338 for 5. Jason Mohammed is leading the way with an unbeaten 89, and with him is Kerry Pear, not out on 26. They are sharing in an 87-run 6-wicket partnership. Earlier, Kyle Hope, who cracked 64, and Jeremy Solazano, who made 63, shared in a 127-run first-wicket partnership. Dinesh Ramdin made 41, and Lendl Simmons 30 also had useful contributions. Nicholson Gordon is the leading Scorpions bowler so far with 4 for 49. And third-place Barbados Pride, in the meantime, were holding the upper hand in their rescheduled game against second-place Leeward Island Hurricanes at the Sir Viv Richards Stadium in Antigua. The Hurricanes, after being asked to take first strike, were blown away for 90, with Kean Harding bagging 5 for 29 for the Pride, and Miguel Cummins supported with 3 for 34. The Pride then closed on 154 for 4 in their reply. Sharma Brooks 79 and Shane Dodge 28 are not out batsmen. Cricket West Indies director Anand Sanasi, who is also the honorary secretary of the Ghana Cricket Board, is describing as insulting the remarks of presidential candidate Ricky Skerritt in his letter to the Ghana Cricket Board. This while affirming the Ghana Cricket Board's support for incumbent President Dave Cameron heading into the March 24 Cricket West Indies presidential election in Jamaica. Robert Williams tells us more.
Skerritt had written the territorial boards, including Guyana, requesting the opportunity to talk to the area boards of their vision, which included a 10-point plan if elected. But Sanasi says the contents of the letter is insulting them and then asking for them to support him. He outlines that Cameron, in his time as president, has been very beneficial to the Guyana Cricket Board as they have won the Professional Cricket League for 5 years, adding that the PCL started under Cameron's stewardship. He indicates that 105 cricketers across the region have salaries, and Cricket West Indies has acquired its own facility at the Coolidge Cricket Ground. He says acquiring its own facility has been on the agenda of all past presidents, but it was Cameron who saw it fit to bring about it after unaccountable monies and the pulling of Sagicor's sponsorship led to the collapse of the High Performance Centre. Sanasi also outlined that critics usually have a lot to say on the decisions made by Cricket West Indies, but when they turn out positive, they become quiet. He made reference to the appointment of Richard Pybus, an appointment he said Skerritt strongly opposed, to the point where he feels Skerritt has a personal problem with Pybus. Robert Williams reporting for IRFM Sport.
Thanks, Robert. Jamaica's 14-member delegation to the Regional Women's Super 50 in Guyana departed the island today. The team, led by all-rounder Stephanie Taylor, also includes Vice-Captain Shadeen Nation and the likes of Chanel Henry, Natasha McLean, Vanessa Watson, Jordan Morgan. The competition is set to run from March 17 to April 5. Jamaicans open their campaign against the Windward Islands on Sunday. Head coach Clint Smith, in looking ahead, says his now experienced aggregation should give a good account of themselves.
Our preparation went well, very, very good. The players put in a lot of work. So I think based on how we train, I think they are very, very ready for this tournament. We have our first match against Windward Island. We are looking to see if we can set the tone from there. We are defending the T20 championship. So we are looking now to regain the 50 overs. I think all we need to do is to adapt quickly to the playing condition down there, because it's never always favor us. It's always slow, and so we tend to get off slow, but we want to hit the ground running this time. I think they are mature enough now to work their way through and negotiate these conditions. So it should be a positive going down there.
Jamaica's women's cricket coach Clint Smith. The rest of the team is completed by Tamika Sanford, Nisha Ann Wasom, Elisa Bukal, Carla Cohen, Rashada Williams, Corinne Howell, Kenesha Ferguson, and Jerona Walcott. Finally, Jamaica Sunshine Girls are still occupying the number 3 spot on the latest release of the INF World Netball Rankings. The newest edition reflects matches played up until March 3 of this year and includes a quad series between England, Australia and South Africa. The Sunshine Girls, who are on 172 rating points, are just a point behind Commonwealth Games champions England, who moved up 2 places to second after their exploits in the quad series in January. The Aussies, meanwhile, lead the rankings with 209 points, with New Zealand and South Africa rounding out the top 5 places. The top 10 is completed by Malawi, Uganda, Northern Ireland, Scotland, and Trinidad and Tobago. This podcast came to you courtesy of Total Tool Sales, Rentals and Repairs. On behalf of the entire news, sports and production teams of Live at 5:45, I am Roger Haspel. Good evening.
Whether it's construction, agricultural, commercial or residential tools, it's Total Tools Sales, Rental and Repair, 34 Slipe Road, Kingston and 102 Main Street, Ocherius. The time by Total Tools is
6:35.
A very good evening to you. I'm Pat Clark and this is the Consumer Guide, brought to you by Quartz. Journey to Fitness road shows. Get free high energy workouts and health checks only at Quartz, bringing value home.
Make the journey to fitness with Quartz. Focus on your health for 2019. Rest well on a back support spring mattress for only $18,999. Exercise with a Land Ranger weight bench for only $19,999. Get free small appliances when you purchase select gym equipment. Register for our Journey to Fitness events at select Quartz stores. Come and join 5-minute exercises with Body by Kurt. Get health checks by Jamaica Moves and Quartz Optical. And learn how to make 5-minute healthy meals in store. Pay nothing down all day, every day on 3 to 36 months credit. Make the fitness journey today with Quartz. Bringing value home. Conditions apply.
Tomorrow is World Consumer Rights Day. World Consumer Rights Day is observed annually on March 15. The Consumer Affairs Commission, CAC, is the government of Jamaica's designated consumer agency and the lead consumer agency in the Caribbean. The Commission's observance of World Consumer Rights Day 2019 this year will be under the theme, Become a Responsible Consumer, Empower Yourself. One way for consumers to empower themselves is to learn about and adopt the United Nations Guidelines for Consumer Protection. There are 11 basic rights of the consumer which were developed by the United Nations. The basic rights of the consumer are access, the ability to access essential goods and services, inclusivity, protection of vulnerable and disadvantaged consumers, safety, protection from hazards to health and safety, protection of economic interests, promotion of value for money, and protection from risks. Information, access to clear, accurate information to enable informed choices by consumers. Consumers are also entitled to education, assistance to understand consumer transactions, and the environmental, social, and economic consequences of specific choices. There's also the right to redress, availability of effective dispute resolution services, and redress mechanisms. Consumers also have the right to be represented, the freedom to form consumer groups, and have views included in relevant decision-making processes. There's also sustainability, the promotion of sustainable consumption patterns. E-commerce rights. This involves equal protection for consumers dealing with organizations online and offline. And finally, consumers have the right to privacy. The protection of consumer privacy and global free flow of information is a basic right of every consumer. And that's how we ended today's edition of the Consumer Guide, brought to you by Quartz. Journey to fitness road shows. Get free high-energy workouts and health checks. Only at Quartz, bringing value home. For the Consumer Guide, I'm Pat Clark, reminding you to shop wisely every time.
Lights. What comes to mind when you hear the word? Illumination, daytime, sunshine, light bill, JPS? Well, if it's any of the last two, then spend 5 minutes with us as the Jamaica Public Service Company presents Power Connection.
Driver, why you not take time? You think it's not gonna go to have round here? Let me off. Let me off. Take that. That is all me have. You're lucky. Me shouldn't even pay you because I barely make it in a one piece. Lord Jesus, let me write down the license plate number there, cause never again. Wait, it's what that's going up the road. But wait, it's why I have my children them outside. It's what all on door to door, eh? Let me reach the yard and still outside. Wanna find out who is on the mother today. What up? It's how one of the back looks so bright. Have mercy. It's how the breadfruit tree limb up so. It's what really going on here. What the rest of the June plum tree there?
Mommy, a JPS truck was round here and it's demand them pan the truck limb up the tree them cause according to them, the limb them did they too close to the light wire.
Lord Jesus, it's alright. Everything will be alright. Hello? Miss Daphne, are you that?
Yes, Angel, it's me. Now my number you dial. Who else you think it would have been?
Sorry. You at a yard?
No, Angel, me run a mazy. What you want to know me defa?
Me I come round here. Me need your help.
My help? Look here. Me not help you with no... But she hang up?
Miss Mazy! Miss Daphne still there?
Unfortunately, I am still here. What you want, Angel?
Miss Daphne!
What?
You do have a yard. You always never Miss Mazy yard. However you sleep, eh? You can't give Miss Mazy a break sometime, eh?
Well, at least you know if you find me when you need me. Is where you want to make you dial me number, Angel. Me don't have nothing to give you, no, miss.
Well, that's where you're wrong.
Really, no?
Yes, really.
Angel, why you love antagonize Daphne?
It's because she's my friend.
Angel, me is no friend. What me would I do with somebody like you as friend after you not had no value to my life?
All right, Daphne, all right, give her a break.
Miss Mazy, why your friend must always go on like say?
Yo, Angel, don't call me name. It's you started, and you know how Daphne stay. But it's what you really want, though, Angel. Because the place is nice and quiet before you come.
Yeah, Miss Daphne.
What do you want, Angel?
Me just come